Hey students, so this is a video that's going to show you how to use Google Drive and then specifically Google Slides. I'm going to explain how to use Google Slides specifically for our Earth Cycle stories. However, this can be used for a variety of different projects that we'll do throughout the year as well. So to start off, I'm just going to read a short piece of a water cycle story that was done by a group in a previous year. This will show you some of the different things that you can do with Google Slides for this activity. And then once you see some of the different things that you can do with Google Slides for this project, I'll show us how to do them on Google Slides. So here's our story. This story is called Oliver's Water Cycle Story. Oliver the water molecule is gliding around in the water and sees his friends on one cold winter day. Then his friends start getting pulled away. He also slowly gets pulled away. They are pulled higher and higher away from the ocean. Suddenly, the water molecules collide with dust particles in the sky. So I'm going to stop our story there because we've already seen a variety of things that we can do with Google Slides in order to create this project. So in order to get started on this project, the very first thing that you're going to do is go to your Google Drive. From your Google Drive, you're going to click on New and Google Slides. So from here, the first thing I recommend doing before anything else is going to the share icon in your upper right-hand corner and then sharing this with your classmates. Looks like I need a name before sharing, so cycle story. So from there, I can type in my group mates' names and click done in order to share this. That way you can all work on the same presentation at once. So once I've shared this with my group mates, remember to divvy up who's going to work on some slides. Here are the main things that you can do to get started. So give it a title. Remember, you can be much more creative than this. Also type all of your names in so that I know whose story this is. From there, you can start to add slides by going to the plus icon on the upper left-hand side. If I click on the arrow that's next to that icon, I can see that there's a variety of different setup for slides, so feel free to look at those and see which ones will work best with your project, with how you and your group want to carry this out. Personally, I think our basic slide is perfect for this because you can type your story into here, and then you have plenty of room for pictures below. Now remember, this is a children's story. So I want 1 or 2 sentences, not paragraphs of text. So I'm going to get started with my story right in here. So my story that I've written so far says, Sam the water molecule was in a cloud where he danced around with his water molecule friends. I can delete the text box underneath. That way I have lots of room to add in a picture. Now, in order to add in a picture, and start to illustrate my story, I can go to Insert, Image, and if I've previously found pictures that I want to upload, and I've saved them to my desktop, then I can upload them from the computer. Otherwise, I recommend searching the web. So once you click on Search the Web, this image box will pop up, and I can start to type exactly what I want into this image box. So let's see, I need a character. Sam's a water molecule, so I'm going to type in water molecule. I could do water molecule clip art. Clip art's always good for this. Water molecule diagram. Let's see what comes up. Okay, perfect. So once I find the character that I want, I can drag and drop it right into my story. I can resize. I can drag and drop it to the spot that I want. Now, in order to make this look more like a character, like you saw on the story that we just read, you might want to add in a face. If you want to add in some facial features to your character, I can type that in as well. So let's look up cartoon eyes. And we'll see what comes up. Perfect. So I can drag and drop these in. I can position them over top of my molecule. And now he has eyes. Now you'll notice that some of the eyes or some of the other features won't have a transparent background. If you want them to have a transparent background, you can either choose a different option that does have that, or here's the other thing you can do. So there's this website called remove.bg where you can remove the background of something. So in order to save these eyes to my desktop so I can upload them, I'm going to go to right-click, and then from there, I'm going to go down to Save to Keep. Once I do that, I'll see my picture that I saved pop up off to the side. Sometimes it takes a little while. Once they pop up, I can right-click, save the image, and I'm going to save this just to my desktop. So from there, I can upload my image, and it'll remove the background. So I can copy and paste that right on to my Google Slides presentation. So now my little water molecule here has eyes. Now in order to make him a character, like something that stays together and I can move around and resize, on Google Slides, if I click on the different parts of my character or highlight them, I can right-click and press Group. Now my character can be moved around, he can be resized, and he'll always stay together. So that's helpful if I'm using this in multiple different slides. So the next thing I can start to do is look up more pictures to really begin to illustrate this scene. So since it says Sam is a water molecule that's with all of his water molecule friends, I might want some friends here. So in order to copy Sam to make like multiple of him, I can right-click. From there, I can click on Copy, and I can paste as many of these friends as I want for my picture, for my illustration. So I can kind of drag and drop them around. I can resize them. I can make them fit exactly what I want them to look like in order to illustrate this scene. Here we go. So next it mentions about a cloud. Now as you saw on that example that we looked at, there were backgrounds in here that were added in to cover up the whole slide. So I'm going to show us how to do that. So I searched up pictures of clouds. I can either drag and drop that image in and then set it as something that's going to cover my background. Now, so that it doesn't cover up my illustration and the storyline that I've added in, I can actually change the order of these images to make this go to the very back. So if I right-click and click on Order, I can click on Send to Back, and then my characters and my story will appear above that. Another thing that I can do to add to my story is change the font and the color of the font and make it fit my story. So in order to do that, I can highlight the text. From there, I can change the font. You'll see that there's a bunch of different fonts in here. I'm going to go with this one. I can make it bold. I can make it larger or smaller. I can make the font italicized, underlined, or I can change the color. Since my background here is kind of dark, I might want to select a lighter color so that it pops and shows up better. So that's how to create and illustrate a water cycle or earth cycle story. So definitely, if you have any questions with how to use Google Slides, let me know and I can help. Thanks, everybody.